girls rarely experience the friend zone. And more generally, women tend to underperceive sexual interest in men, while men tend to overperceive sexual interest in women. This isn't news, but a new study measured the exact ages these biases actually begin to switch on. The late 2025 Norway study looked at heterosexual students aged between 16 and 19. There were 83 participants aged 16, 524 aged 17, 460 aged 18, and 223 aged 19. The survey questions were essentially, have you ever been friendly to someone of the opposite sex only to discover they misperceived your friendliness as sexual come-on, and vice versa. These questions were a binary yes or no, but participants who confirmed yes were also asked how many times it had occurred during the last 12 months. The researchers also measured the students' self-perceived mate value, which was a composite score based on questions like, how attractive physically do you think you are, and how desirable of a long-term partner do you think you are. The girls' reports of overperception increased linearly with age, starting at 7% at age 16 and reaching 22% at age 19. At age 16, 8% of the boys reported being overperceived, which rose to age 18 before a considerable drop-off to just 3% at age 19. Across all ages, 13% of the boys and 3% of the girls reported having been sexually underperceived. This did not change with age. The girls had a 73% higher odds of being overperceived than the boys, while the boys had 425% higher odds than the girls of being underperceived. Mate value also substantially affected the likelihood of the boys being sexually overperceived, but had little to no effect for the girls. These psychological biases don't appear overnight when we hit puberty. They become measurable in a specific staggered sequence as we age. At age 16, the social landscape is surprisingly neutral. But the moment the girls hit 17, the male overperception bias shows up. Meanwhile, the boys are on a slower timeline. It isn't until the very end of adolescence, at age 19, that young men report the female underperception bias. And it's not that girls suddenly start overlooking the boys more, but that for the 19-year-old young men, the matching extra female attention completely vanished, leaving underperception their primary reality. The researchers think that since most males who report being overperceived had high mate value, maybe the 16 to 18-year-old girls used the free sexual exploration of adolescence to show more boldness with desirable boys, which could help them practice courting attractive men. The researchers also suggested that the females experience peak fertility around age 19, which may cause this sexual risk-taking to be suppressed. My own thoughts on this result are a bit different. I suspect that the pool of dating partners is limited for social reasons to other students until about age 18, and so the male students receive more sexual attention during this time. But around age 18, the students are entering the adult world, and women are much more likely to date older men. So suddenly the relative mate value of the male students drops. This might account for the sudden drop in overperception of sexual interest from 12% to just 3%. Otherwise, I would say this study tracks with what I, myself, and most people experience. It contributes the exact ages these biases seem to start and aligns with the existing literature. I would love to see your own thoughts in the comments below. Thanks.